Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I am Javon Keys. Jamaicans spent more for books, stationery and other back-to-school related items in the last year. These items fall in the category recreation, sport and culture, according to the Consumer Price Index group done by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN. STATIN says for the 12 months to July this year, there was a 4.8% average increase in prices for the group. For the month of July alone, those prices rose by an average 0.5% compared to June. The National Statistics Agency says this was driven by higher average prices for school books and stationery items. The CPI for the year to August is expected by the middle of this month, and of course we'll bring that to you as soon as it becomes available. To some other economic-related news, Jamaica's trade deficit increased for the first 3 months of 2024. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN, released the latest international merchandise trade data. For the period January to April, Jamaica's trade deficit was $1.8 billion. The difference between the sum earned from exports and what was spent on imports increased compared to the $1.76 billion for the same period in 2023. STATIN says the value of imports for the period increased by 0.5%, amounting to $2.45 billion. That's compared to the $2.44 billion spent to bring goods into the country for January to April 2023. The National Statistics Agency says this increase was due mainly to a 4.2% rise in the value of fuels and lubricants imports. There was also a 5.5% rise in consumer goods imports. Meanwhile, revenues from total exports fell by 4.1%, valued at $647.2 million for January to April 2024. For the same period last year, Jamaica earned $674.6 million. The drop in export earnings was largely due to a 52% decrease in the re-exports of mineral fuels. STATIN says total re-exports for January to April were valued at $89.9 million compared to $164.6 million during the comparable period for 2023. Mayr Investments Limited says it will upsize the sum it's looking to raise via the bond market for its latest offer. In a release to the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the firm says due to excess demand, it will now offer $2.06 billion to the market through the 10.75% secured bonds due 2025. The offer, which opened on August 23, was originally set to raise $1.37 billion. While the day for closing is September 20, the bond's initial public offer could be closed before. The minimum investment is $20,000 with increments of $10,000 thereafter. Mayr Investment says the funds will be used to pay off the second tranche of its 10% $1.37 billion bond for this year. To the markets now. Foreign exchange trading ended today with banks and Cambio selling the American dollar for an average $158.47. The Canadian is going for $117.45. $208.21 is the average value of the pound, while the euro is going for $177.42. To the stock market now. The JSE main index declined by 965 points today, while the junior market index lost 3 points. Among the 44 winners were Knutsford Express Services, Caribbean Cream, Cargo Handlers, G West Corporation and Omni Industries. The 59 losers were led by JMB Group 7% preference shares, General Accident Insurance Company, KLE Group, Sterling Investments and Epley 7.5% preference shares. 16 stocks closed the session selling at the same price they opened trading Monday morning. And that's the Business Day. I am Javon Keys. Good evening.